Let's look at the solutions of arithmetic bites. 5 boys and 3 girls can complete a piece of work in 4 days, working 5 hours per day. The same work can also be completed by a team of 3 boys and 5 girls in 5 days, working 6 hours per day. How many girls are required along with 2 boys to complete the same work in 3 days, working 4 hours per day? Okay, so what I understand out of it is, let efficiency of a boy be B, let efficiency of a girl be G. So you've got 5 boys working for 20 hours in total. 5 into 20B plus 3 into 20G. This is the total amount of work. And this is equivalent to same work can also be completed by 3 boys working for 30 hours. 3 into 30B plus 5 girls. 5 into 30G. Basically, whenever you have different workers, your workers with different efficiency, try to turn them into one same identical case. Work becomes easier. You have 100B here, 90B here, so you get 10B. And you have 60G here, you have 150G here, so you get 90G. Or B is equal to 9G. Okay. Now I know one boy is equivalent to 9 girls in terms of efficiency. Okay, how many girls are required along with 2 boys? 2 boys, I can replace it with 18 girls. 2 boys is as good as 18 girls being present. Now, can I also go ahead and say the total amount of work? I will replace this B with a 9G. The total amount of work has to be 900G plus 60G. So total amount of work is 960G. It has to be done in how many hours? 12 hours. 12 hours. So we need 80 girls in total. We need 80 girls in total, of which 18 girls are already available in the form of 2 boys. So how many girls do we need additionally? We need 62 more girls. 80 minus 18 gives me 62 more girls. Next question. Sabu invested 9,000 at 15% simple annual interest. And exactly 1 year later, Prithvi invested rupees 12,000 at 10% simple annual interest. How many years after Prithvi's investment will their balances, that is principal plus accumulated interests, be equal? Okay. So for Sabu, the cumulative total will be principal 1 plus rate, which is 15 by 100 into n plus 1. And this has to be equal to Prithvi's amount, which is 12,000. 1 plus 10 by 100 n. Cool. So we have to get now, this goes here, 15n plus 15 and 100. So 15n plus 15n plus 115. And on the outside, I'm left with 90 because 100 gets cancelled. On the RHS, I get 120 into 100 plus 10n. Okay. So I can cancel this off. This becomes 3. This becomes 4. I can also cancel off 5s. This becomes 3n. This becomes 23. This becomes 20. This becomes 2n. So I get 9n plus 69 is equal to 80 plus 8n, or n is equal to 11. After 11 years, their amount should be. There is an alternate way, APGP sort of way to think of it. Can you see? Every year this person is getting 15% interest, or can I say the interest amount is 1350 earned every year? For the first, the gap between them is 3,000 initially. So in the first year, the gap between them reduces by 1350, and the gap now remaining is 1650. 1 year gone, the gap between them is 1650. Now from second year on, this person starts getting 1200 as interest. This person starts getting 1200 as interest. So effectively, this person is closing down the gap at the rate of 150 only. This person is closing down the gap at the rate of 150 only. At the rate of 150, a gap of 1650 gets closed down. So it will take him 11 years to close down the gap, and therefore the answer would be 11. But this is APGP sort of thinking. This is more arithmetic sort of thinking for the time being, because this is arithmetic bytes. We do the arithmetic way of thinking. Okay, a person can see up to 600 meters in fog. When he was running on a road parallel to a railway track at the speed of 5 km/h, he saw a train coming from behind. After 6 minutes, the train crossed him and disappeared. If the length of the train was 800 meters long, find the speed of the train. Okay, so let's say this person was here. He should be able to see the train when it is 600 meters behind him. And behind it, let's say the person was running this way. He would be able to see the train when the train is 600 meters behind him. He would also be able to see the train up until it is 600 meters ahead of him. So effectively, his vision range is 1200 meters. And the train that is coming in, his sighting will start when the front of the train he sees here, and his sighting will end when the back of the train ends up reaching here. Back of the train is here, or let me not name it X, let me name it Y, and this remains X. The start of the train when it is 600 meters behind him, and ends, this is 800, ends when the start of the train is 1400 meters ahead of him. So can I say relatively the start of the train and this person have traveled 2000 meters, and this has been accomplished in 6 minutes. So in 360 seconds, this will get me this relative speed of the man and the train, relative speed of the man and the train. But this would be meter per second, and I need my answer in kilometer per hour because all the options are in kilometer per hour. So let me do that. Turn it into kilometer per hour. And remember, this is the relative speed of the man and the train. Finally, they're asking me speed of the train, not relative to the man, relative to a stationary object. Because they're running in the same direction, I have to add back 5 also. So this expression should lead me to my answer. Cancel, 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 2, cancel, cancel, 1, 20 plus 5. My final answer should be 25 kilometers per hour. Option B. Next, a man goes from his home to office 18 kilometers away by the same route every day, leaving at the same time every day, traveling at uniform speed throughout, and reaches his office on time. Today, he stops for 10 minutes to have tea after covering 1/3 of the total distance. So see, his entire journey was 18 kilometers, and he's stopping up. This is not 1/3 looking like, but okay. Let's say this was 6 kilometers. 1/3 of the journey is covered. Now he has to cover 12 kilometers. Today he stops for 10 minutes to have tea after covering 1/3 of the total distance. To arrive his office on time, he has to increase his speed by 1 kilometer per hour more than usual over the remaining distance. If he had stopped for 30 minutes, he would have had to increase his speed by how much to reach on time. First thing I need to identify is his normal speed. Let's say his normal speed was S. So the time taken by him to cover 12 kilometers at the rate of S minus the time taken by him to cover at the rate of S plus 1 is equal to 1/6 of an hour, 10 minutes. The difference between the two times taken is 10 minutes. Let's simplify this. 12S plus 12 minus S12, 72 is equal to S square plus S, which means S is 8. His normal speed is 8. If his normal speed is 8, 12 kilometers at the rate of 8, he would take 90 minutes or 1.5 hours, whatever you choose to call it, 90 minutes. Now the question moves on to if he stopped for 30 minutes. So now he has just 60 minutes to cover. How much does he have to cover? He has to cover 12 kilometers. So his speed should be, his new speed should be 12 kmph. So how much does he have to increase his speed by? From his normal speed of 8, he has to increase his speed to 12. So the increase has to be a 4 km/h. Moving on. Next. A contractor has to build a highway which requires 32 men to complete the work in 42 days. However, if the contractor were to hire 24 women, the same work would be completed in 128 days. Again, we have two different sorts of workers. So 32 into 48 M, where M is efficiency of one man, is equivalent to how much? 24 into 128 W. Cancel, cancel, you get 2 here, cancel, cancel, you get 4 here, cancel, cancel, you get 2 here. So effectively, we know man is equivalent to 2 women. In terms of efficiency, man is equivalent to 2 women. So we've been told 20 men and 24 women started the work and worked for 20 days. If the remaining work has to be completed in the next 7 days, how many more men need to be employed? First thing I can do is, I can turn these women into 12 men. So 20 men and 12 men, altogether I have 32 men have worked for 20 days. Uh, 32 men have worked for 20 days already. Now when 32 men have worked for 20 days already, what are we left with? The total work was 32 men doing it in 48 days. So the amount of work left is 32 into 28. This is the amount of work left. And this has to be completed in how many days? In 7 days. In 7 days. So cancel, cancel. 4. We need a grand total of 128 men. We need a grand total of 128 men to complete the work. But the question doesn't ask me how many total men are needed. It asks how many more men are needed. Previously, we had 32 men, 20 men and 24 women, which was equivalent to 32 men. We had 32 men. So how many more men will be needed? The answer will be 96 more men will be needed. Final answer here is 96. Hopefully you learned something from this. That will be all. Okay, bye.